Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
And before we get going, just want to invite everybody to make sure you're subscribed to both channels, EEARTS, and also the original channel from about, well, gosh, we're going to be going into our 6th year. Holy cow. Time is flying. Evolutionary Energy Arts is the original channel. As you see, we try most days to get one video up on each, and each one has separate videos, just to make that clear pretty much. There are some that I imported over to EEARTS when I thought Evolutionary was about to be taken down, but we've bounced back and we have no strikes, and so here we go. Now, this makes me sad when I see small companies, especially things like a fresh market. I loved being in Florida. There was a couple of small little fresh markets. There was one family that owned 3 of them in the area that I lived, and I loved them because you walked into them, it was just a different atmosphere. It felt different than the big corporations. The last time we were in a Whole Foods, I didn't buy a damn thing, and I don't even know what I was thinking. Yeah, I went and walked in there, and I just felt like the atmosphere, and it's nothing against the people working in Whole Foods. There's just an energy that I felt that was so yuck. I just was like, okay, I'm not buying a damn thing. I'm going to go back to the other local one that we go to. We really have to pick our poison in this world as far, literally, many times, literally, as far as, where are we going to shop? Because what's happening is these big conglomerates, and here we see Apollo Global Management acquires Tony's Fresh Market, a family little business in Chicago, a small grocery chain bought out by a big global management company that hasn't been around for very long, really. This is their website, and it says since their founding in 1990, they built a leading global alternative asset management business. Asset management business. As I said before, I think if we got rid of all corporations, they would not be able to do what they do. The water buffalo just came in the house. They would not be able to do what they do. They would not be able to go along with these plans that they have. And when we look at Apollo Global Management, Inc., top institutional shareholders, number 1, the V word, number 2, the dark rock. There you go. So they just bought out another small little family business supplying food.
And I remember this. I think it was in the 90s. This kept happening over and over again. They were doing these in stages where these bigger companies would merge or buy out these other companies. And boy, people really had a hard time because they were losing their shirts. I mean, they were getting thrown out of their homes because their lives were turned upside down. And it's like, this is just another step toward that thing that they're doing.
Eventually, just one real choice. I mean, when you have the merger of the corporations with the state, it's called fascism. And this is really what's going on here. And we see Georgia plane crashes at General Mills plant. No passengers survive, police said. General Mills, again, a big food producer. This plane did not crash into the building. If it crashed into the building, there would have been many, many injuries. It basically crashed into an area where they just had stuff stored, and it is a good thing it didn't come straight down. And we were just talking about this. That's why we have a busy day today, but I was like, I want to get this up just to show people. I mean, this is like full steam ahead what is happening. We're seeing so many cases of this going on all over the place. It's just nonstop. And, there's been so many of these fires, and actually I'll jump the next item to go over to it. Here's just a list of 16 major fires that occurred at key food industry facilities since the start of 2022. And we've talked about many of them, and we could just go on down the line as far as the locations: Salinas, California, Hermiston, Oregon, Conway, New Hampshire, San Juan, Texas, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Mauston, Wisconsin, Fayetteville, Illinois, Belfast, Maine. You can see it's spread all over the country. Leoti, Kansas, Claypool, Indiana, Winston-Salem, Carolina, North Carolina, Sunnyside, Washington, Lecompte in Louisiana, Maricopa in Arizona, and Dufur in Oregon. All over the states. I don't think this has anything to do with electromagnetivity. I don't think this has anything to do, with another planet out there in this case. There are, as we've talked about, things like, Nibiru is real, and many people call it Planet X. But, maybe there's a chain of command from there that has something to do with this, but it's not about, this is nothing about, alignments of planets and electromagnetic. This is basically, come on, we know what this is. It begins with A, R, S, you could finish the spelling there. We know what's going on here. It's pretty obvious, and again, all we could do is just keep trying to wake people up. And, this is just yet another to add to it. And we have 26 state governors announce a new border strike force. So Republican governors Doug Ducey, Greg Abbott, and dozens more announced on Wednesday the formation of the Governor's Border Strike Force, a multi-state effort to combat the influx of illegal immigrants at the U.S.-Mexico border, caused by number 46's disastrous border policies. So, again, we talked about the states being split. We talked about the inevitability that the states are going to split. They're going to divorce. Any way it happens, whatever happens, and people have been talking about 46, leaving office, being removed from office for medical, mental means, we'll see how that turns out. But it's inevitable. This is all part of the great separation of energies. So the governors in this partnership include Doug Ducey of Arizona, Greg Abbott, Texas, Kay Ivey, Alabama, Mike Dunleavy, Alaska, Asa Hutchinson's Arkansas, Ron DeSantis, Florida, Brian Kemp, Georgia, Brad Little, Idaho, Eric Holcomb, Indiana, Kim Reynolds, Iowa, Larry Hogan, Maryland, Tate Reeves, Mississippi, Mike Parsons, Missouri, Greg Gianforte, Montana, Pete Ricketts, Nebraska, Chris Sununu, New Hampshire, Doug Burgum, North Dakota, Mike DeWine, Ohio, and that's a purple state there, Kevin Stitt, Oklahoma, Henry McMaster, South Carolina, Kristi Noem, South Dakota, Bill Lee, Tennessee, Spencer Cox, Utah, Glenn Youngkin, Virginia, Jim Justice, West Virginia, and Mark Gordon, Wyoming. So again, you could see so many of these are southern states going up through the middle of the country for the most part. But an interesting mix, and again, this is all kind of leaning right. And so you have actually more than half the states that have come together in this.
Which is a wonderful thing. We do need to come together, most definitely. But is this really going to bring us where we want to be? I don't think it's going to put us exactly where we want to be. But, any step in the right direction, I guess I'll be happy.
Do I see any borders on a ascended 5D Earth? No, not at all. Not at all. But again, and this country is a country of migrants. But the fact is that there's also there is an invasion of sorts underway, and dark forces will use the opportunity to, put in there with those family units that are legitimately trying to escape to a better opportunity. But I think they must not be keeping up on the news or these channels, because, that better opportunity might not be here. In reality, anywhere you look, you're going to face challenges in this world. Anywhere you look, this is a global thing going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is really important that people deserve, a really good shot at life, getting something for themselves and their families. And it's never, ever going to be perfect, but just something pointing in the right direction.
So this is from the gov.uk. Yes, the UK government. Apply for a lump sum payment to leave or retire from farming. What?
Oh, wow.
And this is published the 12th of April this year. Check to see if you're able for the lump sum exit scheme. what you need to do and how to apply it. They don't want you farming. They don't want any of us farming. They don't want any of us growing our own food. Why? Because they want us to listen to what they say and to shut up. To do nothing but, Simon says, put it on. Simon says, take it off. Simon says, put it on. Take it off. I didn't say Simon says.
I know. So this is a time where we really need to learn how to collect our seeds that we have coming, because they're going to take control of those too. And I did see little glimpses of that when all of this thing broke out in 2019, where certain places were applying to make seed selling illegal.
And the Amazon palm scanning payments have arrived in Austin, Texas. Privacy questions are being raised. There is no privacy in this world. They're going to know everything that you do. Everything. They'll monitor every word you say to your spouse. They're going to know what your kids are getting for Christmas before your spouse is told.
You know what I got to say about this? I love how they put this out there, but they always put that privacy questions are being raised, as if that's going to make anything better, because that doesn't matter. That last sentence, it means nothing except for to appease some people.
Yeah, this is moving at such a fast forward pace, and many people, when we read the comments, we see how stunned they are by how fast this is moving. So we're running out of time. You share more, wake up more. Be more active in waking up the rest of humanity, because we are running out of time, and they are moving full steam ahead. And we were talking about this the other day. Forecast shows Lake Mead dropping 34 feet over the next 2 years. Meanwhile, the snowpack was higher in the Rockies. And then this article came out today on Zero Hedge. Water wars are on the rise globally. Again, without water, what do we got? Water is life. So obviously water is super, super critical. And again, we don't want all the water supply being controlled by these same powers. I mean, you look to some of the states with the insane laws, and they are insane. As far as telling you can't collect rainwater, what? It's falling out of the sky. It's given to us by the heavens. I mean, come on. Yeah, we cannot collect rainwater. You cannot disconnect from the grid. It's to the point where people that are very, very pacifist are starting to say, what the bleep?
And those are the ones that we need. We need the ones that are been complacent all of this time to really step up and take notice, because all of that energy moving toward a greater cause is going to do something. Wherever information goes, energy flows, and we have to get this out to people.
And again, it's changing our whole perspective. Like I was saying, even though I envision a world without borders, but it's certainly not under the leadership that's been on this planet. It's not going to come from the same system. I mean, that would just be a totalitarian nightmare, and that's exactly what they have planned. Exactly what they have planned. I think humanity, without the type of leadership we have, we could learn to live in harmony and peace, as so much of this is always just simply instigated, guys. So we need to share. Again, like, share, subscribe. Please do. Let's break through this system. I want to thank everybody for checking out medicinal foods. We must be detoxing. We must be boosting our immune system all the time. Also, thank you for your support over on Ko-Fi and Patreon. We couldn't do it without you guys. Be prepared as much as possible. Everything is full steam ahead, as we can see. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.